Thank you, Chris. Thank you guys for being here today. I received a request from the quarterback club to invite people out tonight to their meeting, but also a lot of those individuals who were not able to make it to the game at Albuquerque. You want to know, why should you come to the game? Why should you be excited? Well, we're going to show some offensive highlights or lowlights, both, from that game in New Mexico. And I think after you see that game, those highlights, you'll see why you should be excited about this team. So that's going to take place today here on the 3rd floor at A.W. Mumford Stadium, Field House. So I encourage you all to come out, be a part of the quarterback club if you're not a part of it, and also take a look at us in that first game against New Mexico, and you will have a different view once you see it than the view you had if you just heard it. So come out. Thanks. Going into this week, we're excited about playing Mississippi Valley. It's an opportunity for us to, if we're victorious, which I think we will be in first place in the SWAC West for the teams that are actually eligible in our conference. Of course, Texas Southern right now, they're not eligible this particular year. They're 1-0. We haven't played a SWAC game. This will be our first one. If we're victorious, then it'll leave us in good position, and that's where we plan on being after this game Thursday night.
Has this, the last week and a half, is it almost like an extension of fall camp in a way?
It is, because the scrimmages that we had scheduled, unfortunately, we can't control Mother Nature, and all of those scrimmages we had to cancel at some point in time, most of them early due to lightning. Not necessarily the rain, but due to the lightning. And the New Mexico game for us defensively was really the first time they had the opportunity to get physical, totally physical. For us offensively, what we needed to do was simply hold on to the ball for the most part. We knew we could score against those guys. I felt good about the offensive team that we put on the field. Unfortunately, we had some drops. We had a couple fumbles, and we also threw an interception for a touchdown. So offensively, we controlled that game. What we didn't do, and also what we did, was put the defense in bad position. We gave 14 points away offensively, and we gave 7 points away special teams wise, so the defense was spotted 21 points. It was tough for them. Now, they never would have stopped New Mexico. I don't care if we're still playing this game. They wouldn't have stopped it. But had we not turned the ball over, I really don't believe they would have stopped our offense either. We dropped some passes in situations where we would have converted first downs. We were behind guys, and we dropped the pass. So I felt good about where we were headed offensively. We just have to correct some of the mistakes. We have a full week of practice. There's no excuse, so hopefully we'll be much better this game than we were a couple weeks ago.
Did the elevation at all have any effect on your football team getting there and just playing in that different element?
I would have to say yes, for the simple fact Tuesday of that week was the last time those guys ran at all. Had we been able to run Wednesday through Friday, I think they would have been much better off. But during that time, it was a difficult time. What we did do, we had the opportunity to help people here on campus. We helped deliver some food to students here on campus. We helped deliver water. So we weren't totally isolated from being a part of the university. However, we were isolated from doing what we're here to do, secondly, and that's to be football players. We were not able to engage in any activities that would allow us to be move forward.
Valley struggled badly in recent years, but they were nipping at your heels last year. Close game. I'm sure they're looking at this to finally maybe get over the hump.
Yeah, you know, and we're looking at it as an opportunity to eliminate the mistakes that we made in order to make those games close, even though we won. Just like the Saints this past. I mean, everybody's Saints fans, of course, but it's difficult to win when you allow interceptions, when you fumble the ball. They're going in to score, they fumble the ball. It's just difficult. So we have to, first and foremost, as receivers, once we catch the ball, we have to hold on to it. as quarterbacks, we have to make the right decision. We threw an interception last year in that game for a touchdown. We have to be better at those things. But from the quarterback standpoint, I really love the way Dre, for the most part, played that game in New Mexico. He had his best completion percentage, even with 4 drops in that game or 3 drops in that game. He was on. He was ready to play, and I think he'll be ready to play Thursday.
Coach, speaking of Dre, just how has his health been? Is he 100%? Is he ready to go? And would you expect JP in there at all, or just Dre?
The problem Dre had, just like we all had at Albuquerque, was he hadn't ran. That was the first time in 4 days or so, and he experienced cramps. It was hot. It was extremely hot. We did get an opportunity to walk on that field. Coach Hill arranged for that to be done at 6:30 Friday night, and we walked on the field, and the temperature was a whole lot different at 6:30 than it was at 3. So I understand why Albuquerque, why University of New Mexico played the game at 3 o'clock. It was definitely to their advantage, but Dre will be fine. He experienced cramps, and some of our other players did as well, but he'll be okay.
How did the offensive line do in the game? I know Darius had a good game in rushing, but did your offensive line on film look good in creating holes?
With the exception of 2 plays, and one cost us both of them cost us a touchdown. Zach Brown gave up a sack, fumble, and they ran that in for a touchdown. And Rashawn Allen, our tight end, I love him, but he didn't get his pass blocked, and that was another sack. And then there was one other play where we have Charles Hawkins running free down the middle of the field, and Dre is going to hit him for a touchdown, but he was forced out of the pocket and didn't get an opportunity to do that. So, but for the first game, I think our offensive line probably played as good as they have my 3 years here.
Coach, how big of an opportunity is Thursday night's game overall, just with the national TV broadcast? Thursday night prime time and having a lot of excitement going into this year.
It's huge, not just because of a broadcast, but like I said, this is our first SWAC game. We leave this game with a victory, we're going to be in first place. And everybody know what's going to happen next week when we go to Jackson State. We'll have just as many fans there as they will. So this game is huge, no question about it. We're not taking anything for granted or anyone for granted. This is a year in which we have to get something done, and something of a huge magnitude. Make no mistakes about it. We all know what's important here.
In Zegwe and Joseph's practicing this week, how many plays do you think they're going to get into this game coming up?
Well, I'm hoping first of all that we can get about 80 plays. We had 64 plays against the University of New Mexico. We convert on some of those third down, and we're going to be upwards 74 to 80 plays. So I'm hoping we can get, as an offensive unit, about 80 plays. That will allow us to control the clock. Defensively, we'll be in much better shape to stop these guys than we were against the University of New Mexico. They ran a midline veer, which was something that we did not prepare for because we didn't see that from Sam Houston. But they did, and we couldn't stop it. I expect Sylvester, if he gets about 20 plays, that's going to be good. He's not in the best of shape because he had an ankle injury and he wasn't able to run. With Jerry Joseph, we'll give him an opportunity, but I expect Darius Coleman and Terrence Clayton to get the bulk of the work.
Coach, there is a sense of urgency to kind of, like you said, get things done this year. Do you think the players feel that pressure?
I think the players, no, they don't feel pressure. They feel an opportunity. That's what they feel. They feel an opportunity, and they don't want to miss it. It's pressure. Pressure is just waking up because you don't know what might happen the night before. So there is no pressure. This is a game that we love. This is a game that we play, and I just want these guys to go out, relax, and do what they've been coached to do.
How important is it to create that atmosphere, say like the one you had was at Jackson State last year, and you had that big crowd here. Thursday night, I guess it's a little more challenges, but to get the fans in the stands on a weeknight. Yeah, it's challenging, no question about that. But we're playing at 6:30. They can be home by 10, and I think they'll love it. I think they will love to see what's transpiring here at Southern.
This will be the last time in quite a while they'll see that blue track surface, because starting Friday we're going to resurface that, and it's going to take about a week or so to get that done. So the next game, home game, I think, which may be homecoming, they'll actually see a red surface. But I think they're going to like the way everything is going here at Southern now. You know, we're trying to reestablish a new Southern, and winning football will definitely be something to enhance our image, and being on ESPNU can only help that.
How cool, how fun is that atmosphere when the community and everyone is kind of all in here and really rocking in the stands?
Well, it's something you just can't explain unless you have an empty stadium, and we don't have that. To go to other opponents' stadium and to see the Columbia blue and gold is awesome, no question about that. And we have a job to do. Hopefully the fans will come out. I know it's a weeknight, but whether they're here or not, we got to win. What we have to do will not change, but we would love for the fans to come out and share in the joy that we're going to have.
So you said that you felt like you caught up on the practice that got wiped out in August, the last week and a half. You feel like you kind of got some of that work in that you couldn't get done because of the rain and everything?
Yes, we have to be caught up. You know, it's game time now. We have another day and a half to practice, and we'll be okay. Guys just have to believe in themselves and believe in the process. And for the guys defensively, it was the first time D-Train Lindsey has played. It was the first time Javon Allen has played for the most part, and both of those guys are linebackers, and they had a crucial role in stopping the option. And for those guys not to practice or see it since Tuesday of that week was difficult. It was very difficult.
You believe in the old cliche, biggest improvement, game 1 to game 2?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot we can improve upon. I was talking about our kickers, both of those guys being freshmen. Our punter didn't help us much, but he's a very talented punter. When we crossed midfield, had he done the type of job that he's capable of doing, we could have perhaps pinned University of New Mexico back. Our place kicker is going to be an outstanding place kicker, but he missed the first PAT. He nailed the second one. We gave up a kickoff return for a touchdown, and we missed 3 tackles. So yes, there's a lot to improve upon, and our skill guys offensively, we just can't put the ball on the ground. We got to catch the ball. And had we done those things, Charles Hawkins would have been leading the nation in receiving yards this past after the first game. Dre Joseph would have been one of the highest rated quarterbacks after the first game. So we're excited about what we have, and we're going to make it happen.
Time for one more question.
Did you hear about the Tulane injury, the player, and is that something you address? Would you? I mean, obviously that can be a scary thing for people playing football.
Yeah, that's a tough deal. I don't know if he had his head down or not, but anytime we're engaged in football, we're telling these guys to keep your head up. I don't know exactly what happened, but you have to admire, first of all, guys who play football, because it's a sport in which the country loves, it's a sport in which that individual loves, but we also have to be prayerful in every instance for every game, because just like that, you know, it can change your life.
Thanks, Coach Mitchell.